Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, April 14th. And we are looking at the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And a nice victory again for the bulls. We end up almost 3% on the day. We go out with a price probe to the upside. Had a price spike but closed below it, so we won't use it. The gap holds. We had a bad tick, as you can see down here. The low on the day is 279.91. This was 275.51. So on your charts, it's going to look like the gap filled. It did not, right? Those happen from time to time. We have three of them that are open. That one, another one on the downside, another one on the upside, all the way at 333 and change. They generally get hit at some point. Been tracking them since the end of 2018. I've had about 52 of them, 49 of them have eventually gotten traded at that price. Could take a while, but it generally happens. Why they happen, still not sure. As far as today goes, volume 125 million. Yesterday was 114, which was horrendous on the down day. Today's isn't much better. We still have the after hours, so we're going to do 130, 135. Again, not great, but we did get distance away, right? We are now up in 2 out of the 3 time frames. Weekly and daily are up. Monthly is still down. We had another good day. Second full day in Camelback Trading Room, voice channel. Really good time. More people signed up. It's a good bunch of people in there. I had a good day today. I've been trading very small as far as my lots, but been having very, very good days. I'm trading small for a couple of reasons. The volatility is still here, but also now with a new room, I'm trying to teach and explain and do things like that. So it's a lot easier when I have a 10 or 20 contract lot as opposed to 50 or 100. As far as trading today, A period, I said I'm not going to do anything. I would see what happens at last week's high, right? We opened, went straight up, we got back down. I took a quick short below the opening and back into last week's range. It was a quick scalp. It was a decent trade out of it, right? B period. We started one time framing up. I did not do anything. C opened up, took a long somewhere below A's low, but before we stopped one time framing up, got out of it. That was a decent trade. Now, C stopped one time framing up, started one time framing down. I didn't do anything until D period, and even though D went below the opening and the last week's high, I had taken a call position somewhere around C's low, and we kept testing the opening and last week's high. Finally got somewhat of a push, got out of it. I did not like the way it was acting. Now, we did get below both of them after I got out of that long. But look, we couldn't even take out the day's low. Couldn't even get into the gap anymore. We didn't take out the initial balance until I period. So E period started. I got long again. When we got above the opening, got long for some. And then my next trade, I did nothing in F. G period started, couldn't take out F right away. I took a short. Now at this point, I'm not looking because the market's bad. I'm looking for an afternoon pullback low. So instead of just waiting for that, I might as well get on board and take a short with it, which is what I did in G, and it worked out. H started, took out G's low, started getting long. I was very comfortable for a couple of reasons. We're 6 wide already. Value's higher. The gap's holding. We had not seen the opening since E period again. I was actually hoping H came in even a little more to add on to my position. But that didn't happen. It went up. What I did do in I, as soon as I popped H's high, got long, added to it, and then rode that up again. So those are 2 nice longs. Then, once I got out of it, I said, when we make a new high, I want out of the balance of my position. I only had small left of my long. and I got out of the long right before we made a new high. And as soon as we made a new high, I took a short. Because now at that point in the day, as we're getting later and the indices are higher, I think we're getting a little stretched now, right? There are no single prints. I thought the odds of coming back in and back down to POC would be good. So I took a short play in I, came in, took a short play in J, it came in. They both worked out very nicely. I actually took a short in L. I was expecting, I thought we would get 9 wide. So once L took out K's low, I got short, and we did get 8 wide. But M period never gave us that opportunity. It never came down far enough. Well, I wish it would have, because I would have loaded up on the long side. Because the odds of it going out with a price probe like it did were very good on a day like today. So I covered my short in L when we got to POC. And then in M, I did take a long, but nowhere near the size I wanted. Right around where M opened, it was small. Got out of it actually before we probed because it went up 27 cents the option. And then right before that 350 algo, I was hoping for a pullback. Sometimes it does that to get long. Didn't pull back far enough for me, so I just watched it. But again, you know, I did do a lot of trades, but they're small. We're talking 10. The biggest size I had was 25 at one point. But it adds up, especially when you've been right. So it was a very good day. It gives me a chance to teach the newer people in the room who are learning the profile. Plus, it gives me an opportunity to still make money as I'm trading. All right, destinations for tomorrow. For the upside, the first one will be today's high of 284.90. Then we have 288.52 weekly high and filling the gap at 290.23, 171 point gap for March 9th. And then 295.07, 9 wide for March 6th. For the downside, our first destination will be J's high because that's the price probe. Yes, we close below it, but we've said many times until A period opens, we don't know if the probe is accepted or rejected. So 284.30 will be the first downside destination. Then our afternoon pullback low, H's low of 282.30. Today's low of 279.91, and then filling the gap at 277.51. It's a 240 point gap. And then below that, 273.47, 11 wide from yesterday. So price has certainly been all over the place. Now, you know, when you look at this, when you put it into, I'm not sure what I have it in, maybe 9 or 10 tick increments, there's no way it's a P shape because of what transpired in C and D. But I'll tell you what, you take out C and D's lows and it kind of looks like a P shape. D threw me, before I get to the charts, D threw me a big curveball. Okay? Usually when a market's this strong, you shouldn't stop one-time framing up after one time frame. That's number one. Then when D came down and got below the opening and last week's high, that's why I had gotten out of that trade. It looked like it wanted to test the day's low. So when I got lucky enough for D to trade back up, I got out for a profit on that long I took. But it kind of threw me a curveball because when D was here, really thought the odds of taking out the low and testing the gap was something that, you know, was going to happen. And then it didn't. And then the market acted like it basically should have on a day today with the indices so strong and everything. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like if you take out D and E's time frames, right? You would have A, B, C, F went a little lower, and then we went and did what we should have done. So it kind of threw me a curveball. I was a little undecided at that time, but things got pretty much back in focus in F and G period. Just something, you're not always going to have a grand idea of what's happening, right? Sometimes you're just not sure and you stay neutral. Okay, let's go to the charts. So monthly, one time framing down, we're still down, but look, we're above the trend line for now. Now it's only April 14th. Does it close above there? I don't know. We'll see. I wish I had a crystal ball. I don't know. But we are above it for now, so that's one feather in the bull's cap. Second feather in the bull's cap. We are one time framing up 3 weeks, and we're getting some distance away from last week's high right now. right? Next stop is this week's high, 288.52. So that's feather number 2. However, before we get to that next week's high, we're going to be dealing with something very important to me. Well, actually, I should go back, and that's that 287 level. Very, very important level. Like I explained last night, it's had a big history for 2 years. Got to it, down. Look at this, right? Finally got above it in, well, wherever this time frame was, right? We got below it September, got above it, and then ripped high to all-time highs, right? Now, they're attempting to get to it again. And then on the daily, feather number 3 in the cap of the bulls. We went from one time framing up to balance to up again, where the gap is my main focus. You talk about emotional trading though, look at the gaps, right? Look at this. We're talking a very short time frame. February 20th was our all-time high. Today is April 14th. It's less than 2 months. And look what we've done. And look at these gaps. 1, 2, 3 gaps now to the downside. Look at the upside. 1, 2, 3, the huge one. 3 gaps to the upside. That's a good question. Which 3 gaps are going to get filled first? So before we get to the next week's high at that 288 and change level, we have to deal with the 287 level. And by tomorrow morning, it's going to be interesting to see where the 50-day moving average is, right? Once we open. Right now it's at 288.92, so round it out to 289. So I think we're going to get a bit of a clash at that 287 level and the 50-day moving average level. But for right now, bulls have the ball and they're running with it and doing a hell of a job since the low of March 23rd. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night. Again, if you're not on the Discord voice channel with Camelback Trading, come check us out. Go to camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.